Well, I thought I'd kind of show you my progress here a little bit. Got a mounting strip installed here with both electrolytics. I thought this was probably the best place to keep this one instead of running a wire up here to this terminal strip. Keep this electrolytic right here. This resistor obviously is new, but the one that was in here was from this tie point to this. It was just parallel in it. So this was really crowded, so I removed I moved the other end of this to here, which is connected here. It's the same position, it's just more compact, not stretching everywhere, which I think is better anyway, to have the leads as short as possible. I got my soldering iron into the original one that was in there. Wasn't watching what I was doing real close, but I melted her down pretty good. It happens. Just gotta watch what you're doing with your iron. Yeah, I got this resistor changed, and I moved this so it's not... The way it was in here was real funky, and it was laying really close to all of this, so I thought this was a better routing for it. I need to put a safety capacitor here. This is across the line. This is the power cord coming in here, and then it goes over to the B negative. So this sits across the power line, so it needs to be an X2 or whatever they call it. It's a safety capacitor or a X1Y2 capacitor, but this is a 0.1. So I didn't have any, so I had to order some, a 0.1. They'll be here in 3 or 4 days, so I'm kind of waiting on a safety capacitor for here, and I wanted to put a safety capacitor here, a Y capacitor here. I don't know it's really necessary there, but I'm going to put one there anyway. It's going to chassis. Anything that goes across the line or goes to chassis, I think, should be a safety capacitor. This guy back here, this wax capacitor on here, is going to get changed to a safety capacitor as well. I haven't looked at the size of this one. It's a 0.001. I probably have that safety capacitor here possibly for it. It could be a 0.1, I would think, but I try to keep the capacitor sizes as close as I can to what they originally engineered into these radios, because I'm not a electrical engineer and don't know better than what they designed it to be. So it's a lot better, because man, the person that did the other work is just, I mean, look at this. Leads hanging, I mean, it functions, it looks bad to me. It looks really bad to me. So, and I think I kind of figured out, they had this tied together like this right here, but they didn't have it soldered, or they did a bad solder job, and that's why it had come off. I'd like to do something here too. I don't like this being exposed right here, but I guess, it's such a short I could slide some heat shrink and then bring it up, and I think I might do that yet. Take this off and slide some heat shrink down here, and then solder it back together and slide it up so it's not, because I did notice it was awfully close here a little bit ago. I don't know if I did that working on it, but it was really getting close to this, right to the frame, and the frame is obviously connected here, and then there's that resistor that goes to the to ground. I believe it's right here. This resistor goes to ground right here. That's supposed to be, it's kind of weird, they draw them real close together in the drawing right here, the resistor. You would think that these two would be really close together in the drawing, but they're not. This resistor here is this resistor, or capacitor, sorry, capacitor is this capacitor. This resistor is this resistor right here. Kind of funny, they're on the opposite ends of the radio. You'd think they'd be closer together. I guess it was just more convenient to put it here. I don't know why they couldn't have did like I did here. You know, with the resistor across it. I checked this resistor and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. So I'll just leave it in. It's no problems. All right, I'm gonna get back to it here. I want to clean this mess up down here. This is sitting awful close here. I don't know what I can do about this. This might need to be rerouted. I don't know. These two are sitting awful close. I don't know. This just looks like crap. And this here too. I don't like this and this. I'm thinking since this comes up here to the volume pot, I might clean this up, take it off of here, and then route this so it's over here in the corner so it's out of the way. Opening this area up here for this safety capacitor, because this comes to here, which goes to here, which is this black line right here, which is the B negative, which goes to here, which is the B negative here. So why stretch it out all over the place when you could put the safety capacitor here? Right? I could mount it right here. It would probably fit in between. So if I move this up to here, then I got room for my safety capacitor sitting here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just eliminate this altogether. Get this out of here. I mean, it's the same thing between this for this wire right here. This, yeah, it goes to this terminal, which is the B negative. So it's just a shorter run right here. I don't know that, you know, we really need to open up this area anymore, but this area is pretty crowded. I would have to run wire. I don't like this open wire here. Even though it is on the B negative, I mean, it's still, there's a lot of voltage sitting there. If you touch that, you're going to get zapped. Not that you're going to be in here, but, you know, I mean, look at this. This is wide open here, too. But I'm not, I don't know. I just think it'd be better if it was here. If this was over here more, like sitting right here, then I would have room for the safety capacitor to here. So that's my plan right now. This capacitor, right, I want to clean this mess up too. I don't like this, how they tied this together. And then this crappiness too, they snipped it off of here and didn't take any of it off. I'll repair all that. Yeah, the rest of it's okay. It's not looking so bad, you know. This has been unsoldered and soldered and resoldered and unsoldered and resoldered I don't know how many times. So I cleaned it up as best I could. Looks okay now. Some of this stuff is, they just laid it in there and they just goobered it on, so I don't know. I've seen other guys, you know, they will wrap it around, at least the old solder joint. They try and wrap the lead around it and then solder it. So what this guy did, whoever did this, they really, it was working though. I can't complain too much. They had it working. So all right, until I get some more done, we'll be back. Well, I've got all of the capacitors and all the bad resistors changed. I didn't change these guys because they're mica. I don't think they're bad. I kind of checked them with my little meter while they were, well, I have the tubes still out. They're showing what they're supposed to be showing on the, they're off a little tiny bit, but not enough. Let's see, safety capacitor here sits across the power from B. That is this capacitor right here. It's a 0.1 and it sits across between the B minus, denotes B minus, denotes B minus. This is chassis. So it sits between the power, which is now the neutral the way I changed the cord, and this is the power, but still it sits across the AC line, so it's got to be a an X2 0.1. I'll put another safety capacitor here which is this guy here, which sits across after this 470 ohm resistor on the B plus to the B minus. So this one is an X2 as well, 0.05. And then the one to the chassis is a point 0.2. Yes, 0.2. And I could not find a 0.2, but I got a 0.25. So, and that's this guy right here. Goes between the B minus and the chassis. And that's the one that was causing all the noise before, the filter. So, I think I can put, and I changed the power cord as well. I'll put a new power cord on it. So, yeah, put the tubes in it and we'll see how it sounds. I did not repair the speaker. The speaker is still really screwed. It's got a lot of holes in it. It's really, the speaker is very, very screwy. Slide this back a little bit further. Maybe we can get a little better light on it. No? Yeah, the speaker's got some serious issues going on here. It's split here. I mean, it's like almost in 3 pieces. So I looked online. It's a permanent magnet speaker, and I found this one. I found this speaker. It's exactly the same size here, but it does not have the mounts in the back. Like, that one's already got metal on it. The magnet's pretty strong on that. And how this one mounts with the spot welds right here to this, I'm not going to be able to do that, but I have an idea on how to how to overcome that and still use this bracket. I just got to get the measurement, the depth this way right, and the center line correct. And I'm pretty sure I can do that, not a problem. And without welding. It'd be nice if I had a welder, I could just fabricate something up real good, but since I don't have a welder, I can just screw stuff together, drill some holes, and screw some stuff together. So I'm going to put the tubes back in it, hook up, oh yeah, change this capacitor too. It was a 0.001. I don't have a 0.001, I got a 0.004. So I put a 0.004 on it, X1, Y2. So we'll hook up the antenna with some jumper wires, and we'll see what it sounds like with all the capacitors changed. We'll be back when we get ready to do that. Okay, I got the bulbs in. I got the tubes in. I've got the antenna hooked up with jumper leads because I need to straighten that, and I'm not sure how I'm going to straighten it. I've got the Variac on, but I'll start turning it up. I'm going to start at about 80, I think. Get to about 80 here. Yeah, 82, 87. You see if you can see that. Yeah, I think you can kind of see that in there. 88, 0.15. We're drawing about 13 watts. I hear it making noise. The bulb's on. Let's go ahead and crank this up. Let's give her 117. There's 117. There's a lot of interference here at my house.
That's really what's going to happen. I feel like they have the players there if they could just get lucky and stay healthy. Well, yeah, you look at last year.
And this is with the 12SH7. It should be a 12SJ7. 12SJ7 is what's supposed to be in here.
the East Precinct Station. Any idea what the situation is up there today?
Well, as the president speaks for 1,300 crowd, Seattle Police Officers Guild peace officers who conduct ourselves professionally on a daily basis for the citizens of the city. Yesterday was a really hard day for us. The community in the East Precinct lost a police facility that will have profound implications for the citizens that comprise the East Precinct. It's unfortunate that the community at large is being impacted from what I believe are unreasonable actions. It is in the long media outlets would focus on this. We have a group of individuals which
A lot of noise.
22.5, that's where the Jets were. They were 16th in the league. The New York Jets, 16th in the league, giving up fewer points.
That's actually not too bad.
And the last thing I have circled, and this is probably bad karma on my part, I'll probably break an ankle on.
You're proclaiming that you're more evolved than everybody else. And then it becomes this big circle of people silencing folks that dare to say
Seems like just talk radio anymore.
perfection. The breakdown in the essential family unit by children. I mentioned it earlier on the show. If you don't push back, if you just sort of let it happen, well, yeah, then it happens. And I don't want to live in a city that doesn't have actual police officers. This is ridiculous. And the problem is, we're supposed to be united right now. And I think after George Floyd was murdered, and I believe he was murdered.
Horrible thing. Horrible thing.
So, that God's word.
I think that's what we need a little more of.
Song,
A
including
little more of God's word. For everybody.
the road games this team's going to be playing.
Yeah, and that sort of remains to be seen. I know the MLB board of directors have been talking about this, and there's an opportunity for a home game at Mobile Park where
Floyd, with the words from the Reverend Al Sharpton, it turned into more of a challenge to the country to better itself.
This is actually picking up pretty good for at my house. It's not bad. I mean, it's definitely not the greatest, but it's not horrible. Alright, enough. It works. So the next step is going to be to mount this speaker. I think to mount this speaker and to straighten out that antenna, and then I think repair the mounts for the antenna. Somehow I'm thinking I might be able to use aluminum. You know, some sort of flat sheet metal that I can, you know, maybe drill holes in this and screw it to it and glue it. And then, you know, have a hole for the mounts. So this is mounted. Once I get it straightened out. I'm not going to do anything with it until I get it straightened out. I think, yeah, I think, I did repair, I did change the spring on the drive there. I don't know if you can see it that well, but maybe. Yeah, I did put one of the springs from that I had bought for the Indian head radio. It seems to be working pretty good. It doesn't slip, it goes all the way through. I haven't lubed any of this mechanism. I haven't lubed this. And it seems to be working just fine. And then when it gets to the end, it stretches like it's supposed to, so alright. We'll call it for now. Until next time, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think so far. Thanks for watching.